with the Aston Martin jacket.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Looking
That's
fresh.
a beautiful jacket. Love that, man. I want to quickly ask, early doors, obviously the Aston Martin opportunity came up. Was that something that came up quite recently, or has that been in the works for a while? Because you've had a real, your F2 season has been incredible. You've especially really at the start of the year, opened up a really big lead. Has this opportunity been on the cards for a while?
I would say as soon as I got I think probably Monaco or Barcelona, I think we started some talks there. But obviously the main goal was to get a main seat in F1. So obviously we try to, see what the options are and do not, sign the first opportunity that we get. So yeah, we're still looking for it for quite a bit of time. But around Monza we saw there was the best opportunity I could get. So yeah, very happy to sign it off there.
Yeah, green looks good. Green does look good. We've got some shots here of your sort of first day around the factory, getting to know everyone, getting to meet everyone. Just sort of give us a flavour of what your role is going to entail, Felipe.
Yeah, so I'm going to be reserve driver next year for Aston. Obviously this year is still Nico, but I'm going to be the reserve for next year. I'm going to be doing some FP1, some testing program with a 21 car. So yeah, I'm very excited for this. I think it's something that's really going to prepare me for maybe getting a main seat in the future. I think I deserve it, and I'm really looking forward to be as prepared as I can to make that count. I think as you've seen Oscar and these guys, they've been testing a lot and preparing themselves. So for sure they're gonna be on it from the first race next year. So yeah, I'll try to be in the same page.
Do you think we'll see you in a FP1 session this year? Is that on the cards potentially?
Yeah. I'm gonna be in Abu Dhabi. I'm gonna be doing F1 in Abu Dhabi.
Oh, very good.
And I guess the end of season test as well.
Yeah,
I would imagine. Yeah.
Those are the ones I'm gonna be doing this year.
Amazing.
Very exciting.
Because that F2 season, I think we need to talk about this F2 season because it was, mate, it was so impressive, so strong. And I think you've obviously got quite an interesting perspective because not only have you won F2, but you've also raced for multiple different teams. And something I wanted to ask, and I think that's not abundantly clear from the outside looking in, because F2 is a spec series. What difference does a team make in a spec series like Formula 2?
Well, I think if you consider the pure performance from car to car is maybe it's for sure less difference than car to car in Formula 1, but I think there is still a big difference that a team can make in Formula 2. For example, the experience they can give it to the driver, especially these tires are very complicated to understand, and with so limited track time, the experience from the team counts a lot. Like if the team explains the tire and shows the right data for the driver, I think it can really make a difference in the key points, especially in qualifying to turn the tires on and stuff. And the actual setup of the car. I think there is also that side of the performance. If a team has a good car, it for sure makes a good difference. And yeah, I think the difference between the teams are quite small this year. I think they've been quite close. But at the same time, I think if you still have that 1 or 2 tenths advantage being from the advantage from the team or the experience or whatever, it makes a huge difference by the end of the year.
You obviously won in Monza, but are the big celebrations going to happen in Abu Dhabi? Is that where we're going to see the big podium celebrations and properly celebrating the fact that you're F2 champion?
Yeah, I guess so. I'm actually not very into it. I didn't ask if we're gonna have like last year they had like a podium for the last race of the season.
Yeah.
And then directly after they had the podium for the championship.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna be like that, but I think it will be cool because maybe they did that because there was no end of season ceremony or whatever. So we have to see.
Yeah, and also, you had loads of highlights this year in F2. Is there a race that stands out for you as the race you felt was the strongest? You might not even have won, but just a race that you felt was the most kind of together? Because you were super consistent this year, but does one stand out?
Well, I think probably I would say Monaco, Barcelona, and Zandvoort were very strong for me. But if I have to put one on the board, it's going to be Monaco. First of all, because it's the most special one for us. But yeah, I think that race was quite difficult. I had some issues with the tires, and luckily I was in Monaco, so it was hard to get past there, and I could defend from P2. So yeah, I think it was something that I really had to push myself not to make any mistakes, and yeah, it was very, let's say, it was it was amazing to win at the end.
And it must be a bit strange going into Abu Dhabi, final race of the season. You've won the championship. Does that kind of change your kind of mentality going into it? Because you know you've already got it done, so it's kind of maybe you can drive a bit more freely. I don't know.
Yeah. I think always when you can race without any pressure and try different things. Maybe you learn from it. Normally, I learn from it. So it would be cool to race without the pressure and try some different things. Be some maybe a little bit more aggressive. So I think this year I didn't have that many opportunities that I could be aggressive without taking too much risk. So yeah, there I can play a bit with this, and also I'm gonna be doing the FP1, so I'm grateful that I'm gonna be quite focused on the FP1 and still be okay with F2.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah, you got that FP1 session. You can kind of fully enjoy it without worrying about, I've got to win F2 as well.
Yeah. Imagine if you had both. I mean, goodness me. Just sort of finally, Felipe, I want to ask about your plans going forward, and obviously we know that you're next year going to be sort of taking a year out as a reserve driver. But I guess you can look around at like Oscar Piastri, who's obviously taken a year out and has now come back into a Formula One seat. Like this is a seemingly quite a well-trodden path now that a lot of drivers are taking a year out, maybe 2 years out, and then getting F1 seats. That must fill you with a lot of confidence.
I think each one has their own scenario, but I think Aston has given me a really good opportunity to prepare myself, and I think that's what the teams really want, is to have a prepared driver, and hopefully I can make that step with Aston. And but at the end of the day, I'm still focused this year on F2, and then for sure next year I'm going to be fully focused on getting myself prepared and learning as much as I can. So maybe one day I can get a chance there.